So how do you attract new business so you constantly don't have to chase it? Hi, I'm Mike Cuevas, the Real Estate Marketing Dude, and this podcast is all about building a strong personal brand people have come to know, like, trust, and most importantly, refer. But remember, it is not their job to remember what you do for a living. It's your job to remind them. Let's get started. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude podcast. What is up, everybody? Welcome to, it's almost springtime. Market's still churning and burning. And because of the market being so well, there's all kinds of things we're hearing out there. Like, let's be honest, it sucks to be a buyer's agent at this given day and time. But listings are far and few. So what do? How do you generate more listings right now? What we're going to be chatting about today is just how to be, one of the ways I believe that you do this is by just creating a boatload of content around your brand. Create lots of attention around your brand. Make sure everybody knows what you do for a living. And there's a major difference between marketing and advertising. And advertising is all the stuff we do when we're trying to find right now business, AKA it's known as prospecting activities. But marketing is quite the opposite. It's just what we do that keeps us omnipresent so that we're always sort of in front of people. And in a referral-based business, marketing is way more important, in my opinion, than advertising and or prospecting, because I believe it's only a matter of time until someone burns out on prospecting systems. I don't know many agents or lenders, investors. Maybe investors is different. That's a different breed altogether there. But I don't know many people that have literally can just focus on lead generation every day. And by lead generation, I mean buy, sell, cold calling, door knocking, just hardcore prospecting, just constantly selling, the life of a salesman. Most of us aren't built that way, to be honest with you. I hate cold calling, man. I hate prospecting. And if you're listening to the show, and if you're a listener to the show, you realize that most of you guys listen to the show because we talk about everything opposite of that and about running an attraction-based business. But that is the whole point of today's show, is because it sounds easy, right? Oh yeah, just go out and create a bunch of content, create a bunch of videos, and just go out and do it, dude. Yeah, just do it. But when it comes down to it, what happens on a daily basis? I get it. You guys are all individuals. You have families, you have significant others, you have clients, you have things that pop up, you have distractions. Most of you are built like squirrels. There's no shortage of high D personalities in the real estate industry. I'll tell you that. But there's a reason for that. It's because this is a entrepreneurial based business. People who are in real estate don't work for their broker, their bank, or wherever they hang their legal licenses. They technically work for themselves, because most times none of those quote unquote brokerages you work for actually are responsible for where you acquire or do business. They're just there to give you the support, love, and make sure you're doing it the legal way. So what am I getting at? I believe that creating content is no longer optional. I think it's a necessity. And I think that if you're not creating content in the next 1 to 4 years, I think you're going to be out of business. Not for only one reason. And it's not because you're not a good agent, not because of any of that. It's just that there's a lot of distractions out there, and creating content consistently is the way that you stay on top of mind. And in a referral-based business, top of mind nurturing, client nurturing is the most profitable and least expensive form of marketing you have. Because if you have yourself, or if you have experienced in the last 6 to 12 months, logging onto Facebook and finding out a family member, friend, past classmate, gosh darn it, they bought or sold a house without you, or they got a loan without you. Well, why is that? Well, I forgot what you did for a living. See, that's why we need to be omnipresent in our marketing. But I already know what your problem is. Hey, Mike, I don't know what to do. How do I get started? That sounds like a lot of work. And what do I say? And I don't have time for that. Or better yet, I don't even have the budget for that. Folks, I was watching I was in one of the Facebook groups this week, and one of the agents makes a post, newer agent, and they go, "Hey, I have $1,700 to spend a month, and I'm not getting enough leads for $1,700 from Zillow. I tried doing Facebook ads, and I tried doing this, I tried doing that." Dude, you're throwing a bunch of shit at the wall, and you're chasing leads where leads only account for less than 10, maybe 15% maximum of closed transactions each and every year. And the truth is that most of the business comes from the people that we already know, the ones that they come from extensions of our Facebook friends, extensions of our email list, connections of our Instagram followers or LinkedIn connections. And they generally come from relationships in life. And those types of transactions are only created through attention, top of mind brand awareness, because a referral costs you absolutely $0. A lead costs you quite a bit. So the problem, though, I don't have the time or the skills or what to do. And in short, folks, if that is your problem, all you really need is a real estate marketing dude. Time to take a little commercial break right here. Why don't you go ahead and visit our website, realestatemarketingdude.com, and we'll help you script, edit, and distribute your videos and tell you exactly which strategy is right for you based upon your goals and what you're trying to do with video. There's nothing we can't do with video. And if you need help with video, you come visit our website at Real Estate Marketing Dude. Okay, back to the show. So what I'm getting at, folks, is that you have to make time for content creation. Like, this is modern day prospecting. And I want to give you guys several different tips that you can use so that you can be consistent in your marketing. Right now, I'm about to have a baby tomorrow, or actually tonight. We're going into the hospital tonight, and my son will be born on March 10th, hopefully, unless the inducement takes forever. But we're getting induced. So what did I have to do? Well, guess what? I had to pre-plan. I have content I need to send out tomorrow and Thursday and Friday. But guess what? I've already have like 4 or 5 videos in the back burner because I was pre-planning this. I knew it was a matter of time until my son was going to be numero 3 son. My number 3 little dude's coming. But I knew it was a matter of time till he was coming. And when he was, I had to properly, I don't want my marketing to have any interruption. So I get out ahead of it. And if you want to become a content creator and you want to really run a marketing plan, like, here's the question, folks. Do you want to attract business and build a brand or not? Period. What do you want to do? You have 2 options in the real estate industry, whether you're a lender and whatever the fuck you are. Do you want to attract business or do you want to constantly chase it? And you only attract business when you build a brand. You only build a brand when everybody else knows who the hell you are. People only know who the hell you are all the time because you create content that constantly reminds them about how it is. And this all goes back fundamentally to making time to create the content. And most times it's not that you don't have the time, because the truth is like, if you don't have 1 to 2 hours a month to spend on your business, not in it, there's a major difference there. If you don't have 1 to 2 hours a month to spend on your business, working on the business, you're an entrepreneur. 1 to 2 hours a month, you're not an entrepreneur. You're a salesperson chasing a check. Think about that. You're running a business, but yet if you don't have time to spend working on the business, the question is, are you really running a business? And the answer is no, you're not. I found myself in this exact scenario as we were building Real Estate Marketing Dude. I am not creating nowhere near the amount of content I want, nor I should, because I've been in the weeds in my own business, building products, tweaking services, working on editing stuff, like creating new products for our clients. And I'm guilty of it as well. But I also, over the last 4 or 5 years, have disciplined myself to create content consistently. This podcast, as a matter of fact, is a creation of that. I've only missed 4 or 5 shows of this podcast in maybe the last 4 years. That's not a lot. It publishes every week. And because of that, I was rewarded with 1 million downloads. Thank you guys very much for that. Thank you for your comments. And this podcast has become a form of content for my business. And I'm so thankful we started back in whenever it was, 2015, 2014 even. And I just think if I didn't start that then, what would Real Estate Marketing Dude look like now? How many people would really know what we did? And podcasting is just another form of content creation. Video is a form of content creation. Blogging is a form of content creation. Engaging consistently on social media, Facebook, Instagram is a form of content creation. And every time, what we're talking about here, folks, is making time for content creation. There is no more turning back. Nothing is going to change. Like, I'm telling you guys this. I've been screaming this from the rooftops. Here's something that I get all the time. People are like, oh, I don't want to tell anyone. I don't want to put myself out there. I don't want to be the center of attention. I don't want people to know what I do for a living. I don't want to overburden them with content because I feel like I'm always selling them. No, you're not. Folks, if you believe in your heart you are the best real estate agent, the best lender, the best investor for the job, for the clients, then you actually have an obligation to let the world know about you. If not, you're a dick. Let me say that again. If you truly believe in your heart that you are the best person for the job, it becomes your obligation to tell the whole damn world about it. Just like I'm telling you right now that if you want to get started on video marketing, there's not a better place in the world, especially in real estate, that can script, edit, coach, and help you distribute your content and build a brand. We are very successful in what we do, and therefore I have no hesitation telling you that. And if you want to schedule a demo with the Real Estate Marketing Dude, go ahead and visit Real Estate Marketing Dude and click the blue link, schedule a demo. I'll be there now. You see, I have to, because I have that feeling in my head, it is now my obligation to create content. So step number one is mindset. I will not go another week where this podcast is not published because of that. I believe it's my obligation now because we have listeners that subscribe to this show. And because it didn't happen overnight, it took me 5 damn years to build a damn podcast. But because I was consistent with it, I built a lot of business and relationships along the way. The podcast put me in conversations with some people I would have dreamed about having. Ryan Stewman, for a matter of fact, was on this show. Stewman is a fucking killer now. And before he became super duper big Stewman, he was still like little hard closer guy. And I would have never had the opportunity to meet him. I would never had the opportunity to meet some of these people that you've seen on this show. And it's because why? I put myself in that position because I decided one day that I was going to start creating content. And I was doing it for one reason, to make sure everyone knew what the fuck I did and who I was. And I would be able to start attracting business because I am not a salesperson and I hate chasing it. It's interesting that we work in a sales profession, but so many people within it hate selling and are like me. And most of the people who listen to the show feel the same way. I don't like selling my stuff, guys. I really hate it. But I don't believe I'm selling anything when I'm saying schedule a demo with a real estate marketing dude and I'll put your shit on the map, because I believe in what I do and therefore it's my obligation. So step one is mindset. Step two, time blocking. Okay. So let's go through a couple examples here because, and I'm not saying get on video. Like video is the holy grail for content creation. It's the most impactful way to build your brand. There's no doubt about it. Okay. But I understand you might not be ready for video yet. Doesn't mean you can't start creating content. Before we were creating video, I was blogging. Before we really got into video, we were podcasting, hence the show. So right now you have a thing called Clubhouse, which is really great for content creation. But content's always been created, folks. It's not something new. It's just that we as an individual or industry aren't like used to creating content consistently because, you know, when we started off, this was a sales job that transformed into a service-based job. I believe it's all hospitality. I think people don't need us to buy or sell real estate. We enhance the experience to buying or selling real estate. We're not the gatekeepers anymore. So that mindset, and because of that, like when I'm creating content, I have several goals. One's to nurture existing relationships, because if I'm not marketing them, someone else is. I'm sure there's there's not that many people in the country that will can do what we do for clients, but there are some I'm seeing start to come out, and I don't want them to infiltrate my network. I don't want them to come in and start talking to you guys. I want to keep you guys. And it's no differently. You should want to keep your existing database, because if you're not marketing, someone else is. So you have to make the time. Okay. So what kind of content do you want to create? Are you going to blog? Great. How many blogs do you want to write a month? Okay. Commit to that. If it's 2 a month, then it's 2 a month. If you're going to create videos, 1 or 2 a month, how are you going to get your videos to seen? Are you going to do podcasts? I don't think podcast is a great platform for a hyper local business. Personally, I think it's not a good platform at all for a real estate agent or a lender, unless you have a national type audience. Most of it is always local. It's great for a guy like me that is looking for a national type audience. So there's a lot of different ways. Like there's also little TV shows. There's local shows in your market you could become a host on. There's a radio show you can have. That's another form of advertising or content creation. But the point is you got to commit to some form of content. A social media scheduling posting calendar would be good, right? Just come up with a social media posting calendar, post every day, post every other day, but come up with a content plan, because what is truthfully happening is that once you have a content plan, it is not an annual campaign. It's a monthly campaign times 12. It's rinse and repeat. So if you guys are out there creating content and you commit to doing several different forms of content, great. Just fill those orders. And all this is time blocking. We'll start with video, for example. If your video, okay, what kind of videos you want to create? Based upon what your video strategy is, that's going to determine how you would create the content, which will determine how much time it'll require to create that. But it all starts with strategy. All right. I know if I'm doing an education-based series, I'm probably going to do those in front of green screen. And I know I could whip out 3 green screen videos in 60 minutes. So therefore, what I would do is I would schedule, if I wanted to build a 6-step buyer series or 6-step seller series, or I wanted to do a 3-month series and 2 videos every 2 weeks so that I was consistent, great. I'm going to shoot all 6 of those videos in like 2 hours, and I'd break up the shoots over 2 times, 2 shoots. Very simple. Folks, this is just coaching and accountability. Like, you have to put yourself in the position to make it happen. This stuff about not having enough time to create content is all BS, because prospecting hasn't changed. The way we prospect has, and creating content is just a modern form of that. Lead generation is what's changed, not the time spent or that time that we have to spend disciplining ourselves to work on our business versus working in it. And the people that are working on their business in a market like this are the ones who are going to come out ahead, because when the goings gets good, what's the saying? When the going gets good, the tough gets going, or something along the lines like that. When everything's good and everything's peaches and cream, we don't work on our business because we're sort of content until the market takes a crash. What happened? Now we got to work on our business. Folks, don't put yourself in that ditch. Don't put yourself in that position. You don't need to be. Just seriously, like, this is farming. Content creation is modern day farming, and every single agent, every single brand, every single person needs it. If you're doing video, I don't see how it's taking you more than 2 hours a month. 2 hours a month. You have to pick and choose what aspects of content creation you outsource. So like, you could hook up with an editing company like us. We'll handle your editing. Great. That's a time suck. That's a non-money making activity. But say you're not creating content, like a company or videos, a company like Keeping Current Matters, where they're just creating meme content for you or something like that. At least you're publishing something. And you have to determine which things make sense for you to take on and actually do yourself based upon your skill set. And then which things should you outsource to other people? Maybe us, maybe another company, maybe you hire someone locally. It doesn't matter. You have to figure that out. But all this is just planning, man. Like, don't overthink this stuff. Content creation is not hard. It's just new. And it requires, by first, committing to want to do it. And then secondly, literally just time blocking the damn time and making that habit. Time management is the biggest skill for an entrepreneur to have, I believe, because time is our biggest asset, especially in the real estate business. And if you don't know how to master your own time, you're a chicken with their head cut off, not knowing which direction you're headed. And trust me, if there's not too many bigger squirrels than myself out there, like, I will you can't even keep me sitting in this chair right now. My employees will come around here and they'll say something. All of a sudden I jump up, go speak to them, come back, and I never get anything done because of that reason. I have to put myself in a room, shut the door, and remove distractions just for me to get something done. But I know how my brain works because I've worked on it. I've took the time to understand strengths and weaknesses that I have, and I outsource my weaknesses and I keep my strengths. So you have to do the same thing. When you become, the reason why content creation is so damn important, folks, and we're going to get this thing wrapped up, is for these reasons. And here's why I'm teaching and preaching this and screaming it from the damn rooftops. And it's because everybody's coming out after you. And in a very, very busy world with social media, the amount of images, the amount of advertisements, the amount of shit that we see each day is quite a bit. I don't know the exact numbers, but I know it's hundreds, if not thousands of different advertising messages that we see each and every day. And it's because of that attention has become everything. Like before social media, it wasn't so easy to get your brand and build a personal brand. But with social media, every individual can now build their personal brand on a shoebox budget. And that's what this entire thing has done for us. The game has been flipped. And the truth is that each of you have an opportunity to build the brand in your local marketplace, because you don't need to build a national brand. You need to build a mega brand amongst the 200 to 1,000 people that you would say hello to in the grocery store. And that's all you need. And if you did, 10 to 15% of that audience will be moving this year. 100% of that audience will have a referral for you. So it's not theory if this is going to work. It's literally mathematical, because content creation is what tells people what you do without you having to hit them over the head with your damn lockbox. Because if you're only marketing your business by talking about work all the damn time, trust me, your clients are going to tune you out. The same reason why you wouldn't have any friends left if all you did was talk about work with them. So what do? Well, the easy answer is you call a real estate marketing dude and you start creating content now. The harder answer is to go out and sit down and start planning this out. Take our training, read our blog, visit our podcast. We will give you our training. We have free content. If it's not from us, there's several people out there that will do it, but it is on you to want to build your personal brand through content creation. And I can only tell you, it's not going to happen overnight. Sometimes it happens a lot sooner than you'd expect. But I will tell you this, that anyone I've seen, and not just in real estate, anyone that commits to building their personal brand through consistent content creation in any business, I'm talking about dentists, accountants, construction dudes, real estate agents, lenders, it doesn't matter. The formula is the formula. It works for everybody. And the only time it doesn't work is when people don't like you, and that's nothing we can help you with, or anyone for that matter. And you might need to find a new business. Folks, commit to creating content, and I swear you will never look back on your business. And more importantly, 12 months from now, when this market does change, you'll still be rolling when everyone else is looking around, trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude. We appreciate you guys, each and every one of you. Thank you for sharing our show and helping us get the word out. Please go ahead and visit our website, realestatemarketingdude.com. Take our training, take our paid course, contact a dude if you need help. Folks, create content. We make it easy. Creating videos on your own is very difficult, but doing it with the dudes makes it very easy, and we would love to speak with you. And yes, we can do this all over the country. realestatemarketingdude.com, realestatemarketingdude.com. Thanks so much for listening to another episode. Leave us a review and follow us on our YouTube channel, TikTok, Facebook, and IG, Instagram. And we'll see you next week for another episode. Peace. Thank you for watching another episode of the Real Estate Marketing Dude podcast. If you need help with video or finding out what your brand is, visit our website at www.realestatemarketingdude.com. We make branding and video content creation simple and do everything for you. So if you have any additional questions, visit the site, download the training, and then schedule time to speak with a dude and get you rolling in your local marketplace. Thanks for watching another episode of the podcast. We'll see you next time.